Good morning and welcome back to a kind of a special edition of Gary's Movie Emporium this morning. Today is an eBay pickup, and before I get started on that, I wanted to show you guys out there. I got a couple Funko plush toys here from Hot Topic. I couldn't tell you their names. I know of the Five Nights at Freddy's characters, or not characters, but the more or less the the place itself, or the name of the little uh, video game itself, but I don't know the characters. Maybe somebody out there knows who they are. I know they were going to be making a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Kind of fell through. I don't know what's going on. Since then, we've got the Banana Splits movie, and then Willy's Wonderland. Those movies kind of jumped the gun. Not jumped the gun, but kind of got their feet wet first over the production of this movie. So I don't know how this one will be perceived. But this, in case you don't know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, it's basically very much in the line of like Willy's Wonderland, and these characters come to life in the. I guess they're going to be animatronic of some sort in the movie. I'm not sure, but my wife got these at Hot Topic. I just thought I'd show them in the video this morning. Pretty cool. This one in the orange here, I don't know his name, but his eyes are very piercing. When my wife first set it down, it looked like it was staring a hole through me. Tad bit intimidating a little bit, especially when you set it right there and look at it. It just like has these big eyes. But I just thought I'd show those this morning to get started. Because in case you were wondering what those were in the background, because I haven't had them in past videos. But basically, this video this morning is a Blu-ray, all Blu-ray pickup from eBay. So let's get started. I got a movie called The Verge, a visually poetic sci-fi thriller. It's from says Arkansas Democrat Gazette. It's not rated. It's a Gravitas Ventures. It's a sci-fi film, of course. 85 minutes on this one, and it's from 2017, and Gravitas brought it out in 2018 in their video line. Philosophical, poetic, and one for the thinkers. You may find yourself still seated and trying to make sense of the future while after the credits roll. It says, What's Hot, London? It's widescreen presented, of course, 5.1 Dolby Digital, and does have closed captioning. And that's The Verge. Don't mix this up with Divergent or whatever. It's I don't think it's anything like that. I think this one's more of a thinking man's movie based on the credits here, or the description on the back. But picked that up because I've never seen that before anywhere. Next up, my old buddy GCap Recap will like that I'm going to show this in the video this morning. It's the first time on Blu-ray disc. Strange Brew, starring what's his name? I get on video now. Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas. I should know that. I'm sorry. It says Steve DeJarnette. Directed by Dave Thomas and Rick Moranis. It's through the Metro Goldwyn Mayer Company. Warner Brothers presented. PG, 90 minutes. I believe this is a Canadian disc as well, just based on the back, the way it looks. Has level 6 features, the animated adventures of Bob and Doug McKenzie, classic McKenzie Brothers sketch from SCTV, which I did watch back in the day. Was a really funny, kind of like not like a spin-off, but more like a kind of like a spoof show like Saturday Night Live, and very much in some ways, I feel like in some ways it was actually better than Saturday Night Live in a lot of ways. It has a theatrical trailer, how to stuff a mouse in a beer bottle. It says, take off, you hosers, to the great white north. And everybody should pretty much know what this is about. I mean, they did this shtick like way back in the day. You'd have to be older to remember them, but I'm not sure if they did the voices in the first Brother Bear, but they sounded very much like those two characters from Brother Bear. But if you've seen Brother Bear, that's kind of what to expect. The way their antics will be in this movie. But that's Strange Brew, and I can't remember how long this one is. It does say 90 minutes. Okay, so it's typical, comedy farce fare in terms of length. But that's Strange Brew, and I'm not sure. Okay, it says it 1983. Yeah, that sounds about right. From Turner Entertainment. And then it says 1984 Old Fire Hall TV Productions. And Warner Brothers. This is 2016, and then obviously it's out now for the first time on Blu-ray. So actually, 2021, 2020, somewhere around that is when it came out on Blu-ray, I guess. Just look at the back. Really funny movie. I watched it back in the days of when I want to say back in the VHS days. I think that's when I watched it, and I think it was on cable a long time ago as well. But I think I seen it on VHS. And then next up, I got a kind of a hard one to see here. It's called Scalar, Dark Spirit. This too is at Gravitas Ventures. If you're into the paranormal, you'll be into this as indie style TV. 78 minutes on this one. I don't know if this is like a found footage. Yeah, I seen paranormal researcher and author Jessica Lake is given video footage from a mysterious ghost hunter revealing clues to an ancient evil spirit residing in the catacombs of the old city church. Widescreen presented 2.0 stereo and closed captioning. This film was written and directed by Dan T. Hall, and it's looking like it's from 2017. And that's Scalar. A little bit of the found footage shots and stuff on the back there. Pretty typical found footage stuff. People going into scary houses and things like that. A lot of jump scares, I'm sure. Probably the last 15 minutes is going to be the true scare. But I sometimes like the build to these. So, I'm a big found footage fan. Good, bad. They all keep me entertained pretty much. And then I got another horror film called Another Soul. She Is Mine. And I believe this is a Gravitas Ventures as well. A little hard to see. 77 minutes. Region 1, of course. 2015. And wasn't produced through Gravitas or distributed in 2018. Megan cannot stop the nightmares. Her parents, Rob and Susan, are at their wits' end when a couple from their small town in New York suggests that Megan's soul may be the target of a soul-hungry demon. The family finds themselves in a battle for Megan's life and their own lives as well. You could even look at it like this. So, I thought maybe this might have some kind of backwards message, maybe, but it looks like she's impaled on that, yeah, almost looks like they tried to go for an impalement of some sort there, but it looks I like the cover. I don't know if the movie's any good, but I saw the cover and the price, and I was like, yeah, why not grab it? I think it was about $5 for this one. And then I picked up this movie I've never heard of. It stars Jason Ritter, Jake Sandvig, Rebecca Hall, and Chandler Canterbury. A Bag of Hammers, a film by Brian Crano. Very funny. A droll, quirky comedy with heart, says Joe Layden from Variety. a comedy about good times and great theft. So I don't know if these kids here are stealing things. This is from MPI Media Group, Region A. Behind the scenes and a trailer for special features on this one. It's a Manor film, 5.1 sound, 85 minutes, widescreen version, of course. Pretty much generally, a lot of these are. 20 something slacker buddies Ben and Alan, seem incapable of growing up. They run a valet parking scam, lease the rental house next door, allowing them to keep responsibility at bay when a stressed out single mom and her young son Kelsey become their new talents. The misfit pals find a new friend in the precocious boy who's eager to help them in their larcenous business. But Alan's sister Mel suspects Kelsey may be a neglected latchkey kid, and her intervention sets off a chain of startling events that may force the duo to invent the family they've always needed. Featuring touching performances from its young cast, A Bag of Hammers is a hilarious offbeat comedy about learning life's hard lessons. Jason Ritter. He's obviously the late great John Ritter from Three's Company. It's his son right here. Looks a lot like John Ritter too. He also played in Freddy vs. Jason. I'm not really sure who the other actors are, but I do know he's Jason Ritter. He's played in quite a bit of stuff. He's what kind of more of the movie route, whereas his father played in movies, but he tended to play more like he is more close to home and TV stuff. Like he played in The Waltons and obviously Three's Company. He's he played in a really highly acclaimed movie, Sling Blade. He played the town friend of the main actress in that had the little boy. Played a gay character in that one. Not that that matters, is there anything, but I don't know. I'm just trying to narrow it down as to who he is and that. But he did a really good job in that movie. I thought he did a really good job. I never really saw the acting side of John Ritter until I saw Sling Blade, and I was convinced. I knew he was talented from the Three's Company days, but that more than solidified he's a good actor. Just look at the back. On to the next one. And I've never seen this one before either, guys. It stars Brian Drolet and Nick Knock. Two dudes in a dream. Really funny cover art there. This guy's supposed to be a model. And this guy's supposed to be the actor. From Empire Film Group. Sorry about the white on white there because of the glare. Kind of giving you that white glare, but the front's kind of mostly white. Also stars Jason Mewes from obviously the Clerks movies and Jay and Silent Bob. Andy Milonakis, Simon Rex, James Duvall, and John Abrams. This sounds really funny. Two aspiring stars, one pursuing acting and the other an unlikely model, become best friends as they struggle together to break into Hollywood and make it to the big time. Their journey to the red carpet is less than simple, more than hilarious, as they encounter a non-stop barrage of obstacles and whacked-out characters. Ultimately, success comes for those who persevere, even if the end result is not what they had planned. They're calling this visually compelling, as it is sardonically hilarious. Rated R. I'm sure it's got a lot of foul mouth stuff in it. No, Jason Mewes is in it. I don't know if that's Jason Mewes. Yeah, this is a very young Jason Mewes right here. I don't know if you can see him right there. Really young. This is from... Trying to see what year. Sometimes these Blu-rays and DVDs don't really stand out as to what year they are. Yeah, I'm not seeing a year. I might write it in the comments below, just to let you know what year it is. It does have a www.twodudesindadream.com website. I don't know if it's currently active, but does have outrageous bonus features, Renegade Assassins, the movie within the movie, and the behind the scenes with Jason Mewes. So that behind the scenes with Jason Mewes, the features alone is probably going to be worth checking out. And that's Two Dudes in a Dream. There's all together like 16 titles in this video this morning. And then I got a film by Christina Callis, The Rainbow Experiment. Got a slew of winning and selective accolades at different film festivals. I mean, they're all right there. Like a red badge of courage, they got all this good stuff said about them. Although I have heard this isn't very good. I don't know. It's a Gravitas Ventures. It's from 2017, and Gravitas brought it out on physical media on 2018. It's a pretty long one. It clocks in at 2 hours and 10 minutes. It's widescreen presented with a 5.1 HD surround. Story takes place in a high school where things spiral out of control when a terrible accident involving a science experiment injures a kid for life. So I don't know if this is kind of sci-fi-ish mixed with dramatic elements. It was written and directed by Christina Callis. I don't know if I said who starred in it. Yeah, let's see. It says Chris Beadham, Francis Benhamo, Isaiah Blake, Patrick Bont, Peter Musteni, and Juliana Capuano, and Nicholas Garrega, and Maggie Champagne, Jason Clare, Catherine Cobb Ryan, and it goes on to have quite a few other people in this, so it must have a pretty good sized cast, but it probably has to with that being a high school. They're showing a hallway there with a high school, so I'm assuming that the need for all these kids, being in this, being credited in this is needed, because they probably had to get a lot of high school. And a lot of these kids aren't high school age in these movies. They're 22, 23, but past for that age. But that's the Rainbow Experiment. Sorry about how it's not very, probably isn't coming out too good on video, but I never seen that one before, so I thought I'd grab it. And earlier I mentioned this movie. I picked this up as well. It's the Banana Splits movie, Tra-La-La Terror. 89 minutes. I had a lot of fun with this one. I thought it was... I did not expect it to be this gruesome. I mean, even I know I had this on the cover, but did not expect it to be this violent. I was really pleasantly surprised how violent it got. Lights, camera, and terror. Rated R. I remember these guys back in, I believe, late 70s, maybe. They used to have little TV skits between animated shows that were on. They had a really catchy theme song. They turned this into a... What if the Banana Splits went, totally bananas, and went on killing rampages at a fun park. Saying it's from 2019. I didn't think it was that long ago, but it's a couple years old. I'm seeing from the back. Banana Splits Behind the Horror, Terror on Set, and Breaking News, The Banana Splits Massacre. And I'd really love a sequel to this. I really love this movie. I'm not sure which one I liked better, this or Willy's Wonderland. I'd have to say maybe slightly this one a little more, but not by loads. But pick that up. I don't think I paid $5 for that one though. I think I paid more like 10, maybe somewhere around there. And I picked this up, next one up for mainly one movie because I know part two is coming out soon. It's Space Jam 2. This isn't what I got, but this is why I got it, is because I got Space Jam on this 4 movie set here. Has Legends of the Guardian, Where the Wild Things Are, Yogi Bear, and then finally Space Jam, starring Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny, of course. And I had to open it because the disc of all the ones running free was Space Jam. But they set, what they do is you get 4 discs on this, and you set 2 of them on top of each other. And what it was is, I think it was overstuffing, setting 2 on top of each other. And Space Jam was, yeah, see, and then this broke. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, I think that's why it, you know. Oh, okay, yeah, right there. Alright, that explains why it, okay. That's probably why it wasn't shutting good. Yeah, it's not shutting good because it doesn't have this anymore. I wondered why it wasn't shutting good. That's why. But that's probably why the disc popped free, because it didn't have that support no more. But pretty happy with this 4 film favorites. I had that on Blu-ray already. I think I had both of these on DVD, but now they're upgrades. But pretty much basic, information on these. You pretty much know what all of these are about. I've seen, let's see, these 2 at the drive-in. I think I seen that at the drive-in. I know I seen that at the drive-in. This one I seen at the Town Hall Theater where we lived in that county. And this one I've seen several times with my nephew when I used to watch him. That's the only thing he'd watch all day. And I know the movie so well, I got into watching it. And then I've loved it ever since. Plus, as Michael Jordan, and I was hoping the sequel that's coming out would have had Kobe Bryant, because Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant were like best friends. Would have been, I think it would have been more of a tribute to have him in the sequel, but they went with LeBron James for obvious reasons. They call him King James. To me, Kobe Bryant will always be my Michael Jordan, but nonetheless, I'm not going to debate who should be in what, but that's just my take on it. I'm a big Black Mamba fan. I always will be. God rest his soul up there. I even have a little bit of a mural up there on my wall of Kobe Bryant. That's how much the guy meant to me. But I don't mean to bring it a downer, but it's tragic how he died. He was taking his daughter to a basketball game through a helicopter, and the rest is history. It seems like all the good ones always die young. And then they're all from Warner Brothers. I think that's what they're going for here, and they're all PG. And this is a Canadian disc as well. It's got a maple leaf on the back. And like I say, that is not a knock on anybody. I'm just specifying that this is what, where it did exactly, its home base was for where it came from. But that's the 4 family film set. And then I got Scars of Xavier. Another Gravitas Ventures. I really ran the gamut here on Gravitas. 16 by 9, 5.1. I'm going to pick up the video a little bit here, guys. I'm not going to really read what they're about at this point, because I didn't realize I was getting to be 25 minutes. But that's Scars of Xavier. And then I got Blu-ray plus digital copy of Bad News Bears, 45th anniversary. Never before seen special features, including an interview with Kevin Smith. And everybody should know what this is pretty much about. I love this movie. I've watched this countless times. It came out in 1976 and clocks in at 102 minutes. Stars the late great Walter Matthau. Uh, trying to remember. I should know his name because it's confusing in the movie. They keep calling him Boilermaker. His last name's Buttermaker, I think, and can't really remember his first name in this one too well. But the kids keep calling him in like spoof names and stuff. He had really good chemistry with the kids in this movie, but I think he always did. I think any movie he was ever in, he always had good chemistry with his fellow castmates. And that's why I always like Walter Matthau, because, even though he probably couldn't, probably beat people up if he got in a fight, a lot of times he stood up for what what was to make things right. Liked his sense of humor. Rated PG. He's played in a lot of really good movies. But that, like I said, that was from 1976 and 45th anniversary. I hope I can get my hands on the sequels as well. Although I think as the sequels went on, I don't think they were as good. Like, it kind of took the heart out of the original, I think, like, as it went on. And then I got the collector's edition of Blu-ray plus DVD combo pack of Night of the Comet. It was the last thing on Earth they ever expected. Scream Factory from 1984. And clocks in at 95 minutes. This is another really golden classic for me. I watched this a lot of times back in the day. I watched this, I think, for the first time at my cousin's house. He had the old satellite dish, the one that you could prefabricate yourself. His uncle had knew a buddy that owned a television shop, and he was getting his parts and stuff through the television shop, because that was back when you could have a TV repairman, and he could order his parts for wholesale for a satellite. So they built a satellite dish from the ground up. I remember when they had a flatbed and they took it up from the TV shop, and they took it all the way up to on his property. It was just off the mink ranch. I don't know if you know what a mink ranch is. It's a farmer who raises mink for obvious reasons, for mink coats, and the mink farm was off the back. It's probably about 100 feet or more off the back of where my cousin lived. But they had their own satellite dish, and this is where I first saw Night of the Comet, because back then they would play the same movie like over and over and over again on some of the satellite dish channels that you could get. I mean, he could get all kinds of channels. But this was a really, really, really good sci-fi classic. Stars Kelly Mulroney, Robert Beltran, Catherine Mary Stewart, Sharon Farrell, and Mary Warnoff, and Jeffrey Lewis. And was written and directed by Tom Eberhardt. This come from MGM as well, it says on the back. That's Night of the Comet. And that's still on. I think right now that is still on Shudder as well. And then I got the 2-movie collection, Airplane 1 and Airplane 2. Paramount Pictures release here. Mostly got it because, it's been some time since I've seen it. And to me, it was one of the first movies to start the spoof. That, just kind of made the spoof a lot, more rampant because of a movie that early on, like such as this. The first one was from 1980. Second one was from 1982. First one was 87 minutes, while the second one clocked in at 84. And these were pretty tame in terms of like raunch and stuff. So these were PG on both, which I'm kind of surprised. I thought one of them or both of them might be PG-13 a little bit. It says it came out in 2017 through Paramount. Yeah, looks like it has really good transfers on both. But I had to open it because I can't remember if one of the discs was running free. Pretty plain on the Airplane is Don't Call Me Shirley edition, and Airplane 2 is the sequel. Three more, and then we'll be all done. Written and directed by Michael Crichton. Westworld, where robot men and women are programmed to serve you. Romance, violence, and anything. Rated PG. 89 minutes on this one. Warner Brothers has a special feature of a featurette, a 1980 TV pilot, Beyond Westworld, and a trailer. A wonderfully enjoyable fantasy. Great stuff, says Tom Milne of Time Out Film Guide. Says this movie is actually from 1973, and that's the actor who played in Saturday the 14th, right there. At least that's who it looks like. Starring Yul Brynner, yeah, Richard Benjamin. Okay, yeah, that is him, Richard Benjamin. Yul Brynner, as I mentioned, Richard Benjamin, James Brolin. Written and directed by Michael Crichton and Metro Color and Panavision, which that's something I haven't heard in a while, so it tells you how old this is. Music by Fred Karlin as well. I don't know much about this one. I know of Yul Brynner and Richard Benjamin and James Brolin, but I don't really know, what this. I mean, it's obviously futuristic for its time because he's obviously a robot of some sort, but can't pass on that cover. It's an old sci-fi thriller, it looks like, or dramatic thriller, whatever you want to call it. But that's Westworld. This was also on the Dollar Tree wave, but I wasn't able to ever get it, so I grabbed it off eBay, and I'm really happy to get this one. I paid $25 for this. It's probably what my haul that I've gotten since Dollar Tree's kind of ended. It's cost me quite a bit. This one was really pricey, but it's a Scream Factory starring Sting and Jennifer Beals in the movie The Bride from 1985. New interview with actor Clancy Brown. New interview with director Frank Rodham, and a commentary by Frank Rodham as well. 178 by 1. 1985 Columbia Pictures. Directed by Frank Rodham. Stars Geraldine Page, Clancy Brown, Anthony Higgins, David Rappaport. The music was done by Maurice Jarre. This is a really good film. More or less, it's more of a modern retelling. Well, doesn't take place modern, but I mean more of a modern, closer to the new decade, more or less. It's like about 15 years removed from the year 2000. But it's a really well done movie. Frankenstein builds a perfect woman and lives to regret it. In this tantalizing marriage of horror, romance, and unbridled passion, rock legend Sting plays the cunning scientist, and Jennifer Beals lends her dramatic presence as his supreme sublime creation. This sumptuously gothic tale, inspired by the indelible themes and characters originally brought to life by Mary Shelley. The gorgeous Ava, played by Jennifer Beals, not by Sting. Yeah. He may be beautiful to some people, but played by Ava, of course, or Jennifer Beals, and her grotesque intended mate Victor, which is played by Clancy Brown, which he's a Frankenstein-like creature. by learning self-worth from a compassionate circus dwarf. And I'm pretty sure the circus dwarf played in Willow, and he had his own TV show on CBS. I think it was called The Wizard. It says, can Dr. Frankenstein survive when the monster returns to claim his intended? Alive with brilliant cinematography and lavish costumes, the bride invites you to a wedding night you'll never forget. This is a really good movie. I recommend someone picking it up if they haven't ever saw it, or it's a really good one. It's a really good telling of Frankenstein, like kind of more of a tame, like a little bit more on the more intelligent side. Frankenstein a little bit more. He kind of fits in a little bit. They just classify him as really slow, but he does tend to use English here and there. But pretty good telling of a Frankenstein tale there in that one. And then finally, I got the double feature of the horror classics of Stephen King's Children of the Corn, starring Peter Horton and Linda Hamilton, and Stephen King's Sleepwalkers, with cameos done by Clive Barker and Stephen King in this as well. If you're a cat lover, Sleepwalkers, it might be a movie you might want to avoid. I'm a cat lover, but it is tough for me to watch some of it because of the cats hanging by the ropes and stuff. It's just, I know it's what it is. It's horror. I know they're not physically real, of course, but still doesn't make any less powerful to look at. The most frightening Stephen King movie yet. It's a cinema showcase. I don't really think it's all that frightening. I just think it's kind of more like more intense than frightening. Like some of the chasing and things in the cars, and I don't know, just really had fun with. I mean, I love Children of the Corn too. Don't get me wrong, but I mostly got it for Sleepwalkers because I didn't want to pay the full. Like I think I paid like $10 less than if I were to buy the Sleepwalkers movie itself. So I just got the double feature here. It's from Columbia Pictures and RLJ Entertainment, and it's a 2-disc set. Pretty good art on this one. Really good throwback with the Children of the Corn with the sickle there, or sigh, or whatever you want to call it. Some people call it a scythe. I don't know. That's the way it looks like it should be pronounced. But, the English language is kind of messed up. Sleepwalkers is from Image Entertainment, and so is Children of the Corn. Whereas Children of the Corn is from Lakeshore Entertainment. Sleepwalkers is from Columbia Pictures. Really like the Sleepwalker. I mean, I like the Children of the Corn too, but I don't know, something with the cats and stuff. I always thought that was kind of neat. I had a lot of fun with that. Oh, and then Mark Hamill has a cameo in this Sleepwalkers as well as a priest, I believe. Brian Krause and Alice Cridge is in this as well as Machen Amick, who played in Twin Peaks. Can't remember if she played in the new one. I want to say she did have a little bit of a role in the new one. I started watching some of Twin Peaks the new season, and then I don't know. We lost cable. It ain't that we lost it. We just didn't find it. The reason for being in our lives because it costs so much. Because cable in the past couple of years has skyrocketed, and I don't know. We didn't really watch a lot of this stuff. And then with streaming coming along, it kind of forced our hand. I don't like streaming as compared to physical cable, but Sleepwalkers was directed by Mick Garris, and Children of the Corn is directed by Fritz Kirsch. And that's the final Blu-ray in this haul this morning. I hope everybody enjoyed the pickups. I think I had a total of 16 Blu-rays in total. Pretty pricey. Probably about with everything I got there with shipping, probably somewhere around $75, $80, probably more, depending. Well, I know it's probably more than that because one of them was 25 alone. I didn't even think about that, and then some of them are like, yeah, it's probably well over 100 actually, dollars right there. But that's my haul for this morning. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Please share, like, and subscribe. I'm not sure what I'll be back with next. I'm probably going to go back to a review because I like to get the reviews in at some point because I'm a little bit behind. I think I got 12 more movies to review. But that's my video for this Saturday morning. Hope everybody has a good weekend, and I'll see you again, guys. Take care, and God bless.